was a very dramatic scene as people evacuated. There was a lot of confusion. I spoke to a number of people who came through. They were concerned about their children. The children were in a school and they wanted to know where they were. There was chaos as people heard about the fire, came back to their homes, but couldn't get through because some of the roads were closed, and then they were just unaware of where the rest of their family was. Which are picking up speed. Flames were supposed to reach, these winds were supposed to reach 60 miles, 40 to 60 miles an hour, depending on the firestorm situation within the canyons at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. It is now 10 minutes after that. They picked up overnight. Early this morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning, winds began buffeting Southern California, picked up in intensity throughout the morning, and then at about 10:45, this fire just exploded, burning at least 4 homes at this point. We have, as you heard from Captain Valenzuela, 2 burn victims, 1 unconfirmed injury, and a lot of people trying to move their belongings, and including their animals. And
we were on the east side of the fire, Hal. We just got back from refueling at Van Nuys, and we showed you that shot earlier of just the dark plumes of smoke billowing in thousands of feet into the air. We've been asked to go up to at least about 4,000 feet as these tankers finally get here and are dropping retardant upon these flames. Again, we're just circling. We're on the east side now. We're trying to head south so we can show you the shot from the ocean inland. At this point, we still don't have an exact number of homes that have been burned. The fire continues to travel at incredible speeds across this very tough terrain.
Well, it was blowing a little bit harder earlier. Earlier, it was blowing much harder, in fact, so it seems to have calmed slightly in the last 20 minutes or so. But there you see those flames are lapping up against a power line there. That's only a matter of time before. There we go. There's the explosion. That could be a dangerous situation, because when those power lines go, we're gonna move over this way, closer. This firefighter is telling us to clear out of the way because of the power line situation.
Yeah, you don't want any live wires down there.
Renee, why don't you move to your left this way? It's a chaotic situation here, as you can tell, as you might imagine, with the fire burning so close to some homes. These are ranch-style homes, so just about everyone who lives in this area has animals. And we've seen a number of people taking their horses away, trying to get them out in time. There you see a fire department bulldozer. Once again, those flames lapping up against those power lines. There you see the wind beginning to pick up quite a bit.
People in the area should be prepared. If they have not evacuated now, they should be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice. They should have their pets with them and put them in the car. They should not stay behind, because it is a very dangerous situation, and trying to stay behind and fight these fires by hosing down their homes is not necessarily going to help, and in fact could put these homeowners in extreme danger, as we have seen these fires move quickly, and that's how homeowners get burned, and we certainly don't want to see that. We've already seen 2 people so far this morning burned in this fire that started about 10:45 this morning. One of them is in critical condition. They are at the Sherman Oaks Burn Center, so we want to make sure that people heed those warnings about evacuating, because it is certainly very important under these conditions.
Today I also declared a state of emergency. Tomorrow you don't have group meditation in the morning, because I'm reported that people, the victims, still need a lot of things. especially the children that need toys. So in this state, toys is as good as food. Yes, maybe even better, especially for the children. So don't criticize. Don't have even I know some of people will think, my God, their homes burned down. They should think of the basic like food and clothing. That we bought already. We buy clothes and also, but now they say that is enough. What we deliver is enough. So they ask for more toys for the children. Yeah, so this is natural. Toys is good for the children. Yeah, it's better than food for them even. Yes, because it calms them down, make them feel secure and loved. Yes, so don't think that this is kind of a waste money. It's not. Yeah, it's not always food and material things are important. It is a mental security that's important. Therefore, I will ask you to work tomorrow morning. Good afternoon, we have that schedule, it's okay. Yeah, and the people who don't have work to do can come, of course. Yeah, and the other people who have work to do have to work for morning. Okay, you organize where to do that and what and who. Yeah, all right.
Yes.
You know the budget, huh? 200,000 US dollar.
Yes.
At least, so you don't worry. Okay. Up to now you got only 70,000, right? We have more. Okay. So actually, if they let us work with them, we would have delivered everything yesterday already to the hand of everybody, right? In Vietnam, we delivered into the hand of 50,000 people in 1 week, to everybody's hand. The group of 8 monks only, 8 persons.
Leaders from every walk of life who will help us connect with the forces that are bigger and greater than we are, in a way that will help us to understand and help us heal. I want to tell you this morning about the things that I, as the mayor of the city, am grateful for. I am first of all thankful that no one died in this great Laguna fire. And that among the brave firefighters who worked so hard and put their lives on the line, there were 6 minor injuries. That's a miracle. I'm thankful that the city, fire, and police people were able to evacuate safely more than 16,000 people from this community. And I am grateful to the residents who worked with courage and who followed direction in such a way that enabled that to happen. I am grateful to the firefighters who came from all over California, as far away as Kern County and Beverly Hills, to defend our homes and community as if they were their own. I am grateful they were able to hold the line at Temple Hills at great risk to themselves. I'm grateful that downtown was spared, contrary to news reports, so that City Hall was able to function, and the downtown is here intact, where we can come and have some sense of community and normalcy.
Representing just one little branch of the Christian Protestant Church, I'm amazed, as all of us are, the miracle of unity that has happened here. We know that in any kind of natural disaster, the one that has happened in Laguna Beach, it doesn't single us out by the color of our skin. It doesn't single us out whether we're Republicans or Democrats or Libertarians or whatever. It doesn't single us out. It treats us the same. And it reminds us that we have a God who treats us the same. A God who doesn't see us by who we are and how we look, but a God who accepts us, each one of us, every one of us, accepts us and loves us and helps each one of us work through these kinds of disaster, helps us individually, but more than that, brings us together like this, to realize and to recognize that we are one, that we are all the people of God.
I'm thankful to be here with you all. And I start with those words and the spirit of being thankful, and our mayor has mentioned many things to be thankful for. To be here, this particular place, to breathe deeply and feel the space, the ocean, the hills around us, scarred but still magnificent. To be here with you, the people you came with, who you knew were going to be here. To be here with you all, the unexpected people, and to reach out spiritually to those people and embrace them, to be one, and in that way to reach out beyond the few people collected here, this tiny corner of the coast of California, to the Creator who gave us this wonderful place to live, to the one who not only has given us this opportunity but also restores and heals, and to the one who sustains. If it's any help to you, say those words slowly, silently to yourself, or say better words. I'm sure you can think of better ones. I'm thankful to be here with you all.
We are here.
Choose life.
We are not saints.
Choose life.
We are not sinners.
Choose life.
We will not suddenly walk on water.
Choose life.
We will not suddenly be saved.
Choose life.
This fire does not alter the basic nature of us.
Choose life.
We will go on being who we are.
Choose life.
However,
Choose life.
we are being given an opportunity to learn some things.
Choose life.
Diversity is not about political correctness.
Choose life.
It's about the reality of life.
Choose life.
Laguna Beach is not an avant-garde place for dilettantes and looky-loos.
Choose life.
It's a place where real people who regard individuality and creativity come to live.
Choose life.
We're going to rebuild that dream here.
Choose life.
We're not going to be co-opted by special interests.
Choose life.
We're not going to be divided by naysayers, criticizers, fault finders, second guessers.
Choose life.
We're going to listen to the truth that's at the heart of all of us.
Choose life.
Said by one of our children,
Choose life.
we're great.
Over the past few years, some of us have had some reasons to become concerned about the eroding values of decency and goodwill as we've read the newspapers, as we watched television, and we've seen people behaving in ways that were insensitive and unkind. As we've worked through a severe economic decline in Southern California, some of us have noted a loss of the mellowness that we as an area of the country have been noted for in times past. But as we work together these past several days, in so many ways, in providing food and clothing, shelter and comfort, in recognizing the valiant efforts of excellence of our firefighters and police and other officials, in so many extending themselves in countless acts of service to others, we can be encouraged and uplifted by the genuine, friendly, heartfelt, unselfish acts of our community. Indeed, for many, our faith in the innate goodness of each other is rekindled and made more bright. We've done much. We have much left to do. But through service, help to each other, and kindness, we can do together what is impossible or difficult for one to do alone.
Christian Science teaches that God is love, and as ye would that men should do unto you, do ye unto them. If we aren't living love, we aren't really living. This gathering is just one example of living love in this community. Our church members are praying daily along with all of you for the restoration of Laguna Beach. The Bible states in Joel, "And I will restore unto you the years that the locusts have eaten." We know that this restorative work has already begun and will continue until all is rebuilt better than before. Our members are working along with the rest of the community to solve the problems facing Laguna Beach in an intelligent, harmonious, loving way. Love is the cement that enables the community to stick together.
We join with the earth and each other to bring new life to the land, to restore the waters, to refresh the air. We join with the earth and with each other to renew the forests, to care for the plants, to protect the creatures. We join with the earth and with each other to celebrate the seas, to rejoice in the sunlight, to sing the songs of the stars. We join with the earth and with each other to recreate the human community, to promote justice and peace, to remember our children. We join with the earth and with each other. We join together as many and diverse expressions of one loving mystery for the healing of the earth and the renewal of life.
I think each of us has to recognize there's something greater than our individual self that is providing for our own existence and for the existence of everything in existence. That is making the trees grow, provides life to animals, including the human being. There's some force greater than our individual self making our own existence possible, making your cells regenerate. You don't have to think about how your cells regenerate. You don't have to think about how your heart beats or how your mind works. It works because there's something greater than us individually allowing it to work. There's something guiding us each day in every way. Our whole life is always being guided, whether you call it spirit or God or consciousness, whatever you want to call it, it's there. And sometimes when there's a catastrophe, if there's some upheaval in our life, such as a fire, we forget that. We get so caught up in what we've got to do and in worrying that a lot of times we get out of balance. We get out of touch with ourselves. And that's the time we really need to get in touch with ourselves the most, and to get in touch with that guiding influence that is already there. As this is such a time, I'd like just to take a minute or two for us to acknowledge that divine presence within us, regardless of what religion or path that you belong to. I'd like us to take a moment and just think about and acknowledge that indwelling spirit. And in a moment of meditation, in a moment of silence, just acknowledge that which is greater in our individual self and ask it to guide us through these troubling times.
Love is the glue that binds us together. Love binds our wounds. Love binds us back to our source, which is love. Love leads us to love. We are in truth all one love. Know this now. In this coming together today, let us join in an inner conviction and an outer commitment to better serve our community and the world beyond volunteering time and service by carefully watching our choices. When we feel hate, let us choose love. When we feel fear, let us choose love. When we feel anger, resentment, self-pity, selfishness, sorrow, loss, or limitation, let us choose love. Let us look at these divisive emotions with a greater empathy and higher vision, knowing the choices in our minds affect all of humanity, and let us, in pregnant yet poignant poise, enter the peace and love of the heart of God. Such is forgiveness.
you're applauding for yourselves, because as the fire department here, we were undermanned, and we really relied on the generosity of the volunteers and the businessmen in the area and the people that came from all over the state. So that applause is really for yourselves. And I'm going to keep this real short. We really appreciate the people of Laguna Beach, and it was great after the fire, all the people that have come by to give us either food or send us cards, all the schools who had their classes put together, thank you notes. Every one of them was read and received, and they're on display at Station 1. If you guys would like to come by and read what the kids wrote, it's really lifted up our hearts. And this is exactly that applause that you did. All this is basically thanks to yourselves for being such great people in the city of Laguna Beach. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting us to come today. I was just thinking that when we saw these hills all flaming and the flames coming down the hill, that one realization that comes immediately is that everything that we have in this life that we've worked for can be taken away at any moment. And these are kinds of lessons for us. Fortunately, none of us lost our lives. But these are lessons for us to look and see what's really important in life and what is actually lasting. And there's no use really blaming anyone in these times of loss, but rather we should try to learn, because each one of us, sooner or later, is going to have everything taken away.
I do believe from this disaster, many beautiful things will come for individual peoples and for our whole community. But I pray that we have courtesy and respect and patience and tolerance. These are the things that will make our community beautiful from within ourselves and from without for a long time to come. This is God's grace to us, and we are thankful for it.
I had a feeling you might say what I had in my heart. And the truth has been spoken here. But I would like and ask that would only maybe take a moment, is that maybe each of you would raise your right hand and point this way, over here. And let us send this very love that I witness here to the people of Malibu and other places too. And this is as it should be. Oh. I don't get to visit the communities very much, but it is a good day. And because my people at home in New Mexico and Arizona have heard about your way here and the message of the mother, they have asked me to bring to you from the land of the Hopi their prayers. From the land of the Taos, the Kansiki sends his prayers. We don't know how to pray for what that is you might think you need. But we pray for each of you that you become one with the Mother, the Great Spirit, and each the other. When I see the many religions, as you call yourselves, come together as one, then it is that time that I like to say, oh, but don't all of us have two legs? And are we not our relations with the four-legged and the winged, the plant people and the standing ones? These are not Thomas One Wolf's words. These are the words of the old ones that have kept the mother in a good way. And you have brought the message of spirit from many lands and many places. The old ones have taught me to believe you, for you speak the truth. We just call him a different name. It is a good way that you come together when you are hurting, When the mother brings you a message, you listen. The Hopi have sent word for you now. When you see the next bird, or the next four-legged, or you greet a brother or sister of the two-legged, know that she is watching. Whatever your path, I see you as good. That was spoken by the medicine man of the Hopi. I echo his words because I do indeed see you as good. From my own tribe, I would say but one thing to all that have come, that I love you. Now that makes me feel good. Aho, matakwiyasa.
Thank you, Thomas. Now I'd like to introduce to you the Supreme Master, Khai.
I look strange to you, but I'm no stranger. Our organization have shared with you all the sorrows and fears these days by whatever way we could, as well as the flood relief in Midwest recently. And our disciples have tried to put together several hundreds of thousands of dollars in our small capacity to buy toys for the children and some kind of toiletry for your urgent need. I hope that will symbolize our sympathy and love for the people who are in an unfortunate circumstance, even though it's not much. I once had an office, also my little house, and it was due to circumstance demolished. It was only a small wooden house, but it was demolished due to circumstances. And I have ordered to be demolished myself. But even then, I had that only for 2 or 3 years. And I had that order demolished myself for some circumstances. I slept in that house and I worked in that house, and we had some kind of small parties sometimes in that house, or tea time in that house. And even then I had it demolished myself. But whenever I pass through that house, I feel a kind of I say nostalgia, you know. And I feel sad, even though a spiritual person, so-called I am, I still feel very sad. I remember all the laughter and the tears and the beautiful as well as the sorrowful moments which are housed inside these 4 wooden walls. And it makes me shed tears sometimes. So I could understand how you feel when some of you have lived all your life in these beautiful mansions. I don't know if my presence make any difference to you, if my prayer will be any helpful to you. But since I'm here, I come and just
to show you that I do understand. I come just to be with you, even though I'm also helpless. Just to do my part. Doesn't matter whether you accept my presence or my presence make any difference to you.